Hi, I'm Prevo, and I'll be showing you in great detail how to create and maintain a WordPress site. WordPress is not only a blogging platform, but a content management system, meaning that you can make a fully featured website that's easy to update and simple to use. WordPress is an extremely popular site, and it has support for many different platforms. That means that you can even manage your site from your smartphone. WordPress.org is a non-profit open source organization. They develop the software free of charge and completely open to the public. They believe that it benefits everyone when anyone can contribute to making the software great. WordPress.com uses the software so that anybody can make a free site without having any prior technical knowledge. If you're interested, WordPress.org allows anybody to download the software and install it on their own server free of charge. It allows you to have greater control over your own site, including modifying your own themes and adding plugins. However, it requires a little bit more computer savvy, so I'll save that tutorial for another time. Right now we'll focus on WordPress.com. The first thing we need to do is sign up. You'll need to come up with a blog address. Try to find something that includes your name, just to make it easier to remember. This isn't just for your own benefit. You want other people to be able to find it as well. That's the point of a website: publicity. You are establishing an online presence. Make sure the blog address is not already taken. For instance, Curtis was already taken. I would imagine anybody with the name Curtis has tried using that name for a blog address. The same goes for a username. A word on passwords. Make them difficult. Having just 4 or 5 characters is not safe on today's web. You need to make it fairly long and complex. Put some uppercase letters, maybe some numbers, and a couple of punctuation marks. This makes it more difficult for those of ill intent to crack it. Now put in your email address. I won't be showing you mine. Once you've successfully completed those steps, you'll need to check your email. Click on the link to activate your blog. Back on WordPress.com, log in. I don't like to have a public computer remember my password, but if you are using your own personal computer, feel free to make future logins faster and easier. Once you've logged in, clicking on My Blog will bring up your new site. It doesn't really have much to it, but through the course of these tutorials, you will learn how to design it to fit your own style and fill it with your own content. Under the My Blog menu, clicking on Dashboard will take you to what's called the backend. This is where you'll add posts and pages, change the design, and all sorts of other things. It's the control panel. On the left side is a helpful menu. I'd encourage you to explore it. If you don't know what something is for, I'll probably get to it in a later lesson. For now, let's click on Pages. Here's where you'll add new pages and edit the ones already created, such as the About page. I'm just going to make a couple of changes. Don't forget to click on Update when you want to save and upload changes. WordPress is pretty good about auto-saving, but your life will be much easier if you keep track of updating it yourself. It's a good general rule to have on any sort of software. Now let's change a few site settings. General settings is a great place to start. Here we can change what shows up at the top of the site. I like the date format to be in the more internationally friendly day, month, year layout. My week starts on a Sunday, and I live in an Eastern time zone, which is UTC minus 5 hours. Don't forget to save the changes. Privacy settings determine who gets to see your blog. If you want only certain people to be able to see it, you can set it up that way. Staying with the default will let everyone see it. This is a page you need to read through carefully and make some decisions. Discussion settings is where you control who can leave comments on your site. This can be dangerous, especially if you're developing this site for your workplace. Allowing comments can be good because you can develop a good community, gain feedback, and much more. However, it can also lead to spam, hateful comments, and all sorts of nasty things. This is where you can decide a few things to limit damage. Requiring users to register cuts back tremendously on spam and nasty comments. It requires extra steps for ne'er-do-well folk, leaving sites less of a target. It also provides a way to track identities and leaves a trail. Closing old articles means that people can't post on things you have written a long time ago. You usually don't need comments on old posts, so that should work out fine, and it limits where people can put horrible things. You might want to change your email settings. I don't like getting emails every time somebody comments on something. That can get rather annoying. However, knowing when a comment is being held for moderation because it looks spammy might be a nice thing. Now you can also set up an approval system. You might want to approve commentators on an individual basis. You can automatically hold comments for moderation if they contain excessive links. This cuts back on spam. Most normal people won't flood a comment with links. It's also important to make sure you keep your avatars, those little pictures you see next to comments, G-rated. You don't want offensive images showing up on your site. And don't forget to save your changes. There are some good ways to show other people your new site. You can invite people using the invite form, or you can add current WordPress.com users. Well, that's all for this tutorial. You now have a site ready to personalize and fill with content. Take a look through more of the settings if you like. One nice thing about WordPress is that if you want to change something later, you don't need to start over. You can change anything at any time. Just remember that when you're done, click Save